This episode of Roddy Radio is brought to you by Yesi Puerto Vallarta Mexican Restaurant and Bar. They have tacos, tienen carnes asadas, pollo a la crema, enchiladas, burritos. They also have seafood such as camarones a la diabla. That's the kind of stuff that can really re-energize even the weakest part of your body, if you know what I mean. And of course, they do have a full-service bar. Go ahead and check them out. Happy hour is from 4 to 6 p.m. at that bar, serving up some of the best drinks here in Southeast Idaho. They are located at 2668 East Sunnyside Road in Ammon. That's in the same plaza as Brolem's. Go check them out. Go have a meal. Go have a drink. Tell these guys that Roddy Radio sent you. Just so they know that the advertising is working. They continue to support the show. We really appreciate them supporting the show. But let's go ahead and get started. Now, you are in for a treat in this episode. We sat down with Melissa and Mosy from The Heart here in Idaho Falls. Mosy is also an artist. He was cool enough to let us use his song that we do discuss on the episode, his song called Wax Wings. We are including it at the end of this episode, so stick around towards the end. Listen to the whole thing. It's awesome, and that's why we're called Roddy Radio. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah. So how soon into it do we bring up the N-word?
You can say, if that's the first thing you want to say, that's absolutely fine with me. Oh man, see, that's my intro music. This is Roddy Radio, and we're here at The Heart, the new, still pretty new location of The Heart, which is a venue here in Idaho Falls. An incredible venue, doing incredible things. And we're talking to Mosy, and your name was Melissa, right? Yep. I wasn't sure. I knew it was also an M.
Yeah.
Like an M. and M.
Mosy is the face. Melissa does the work.
Oh. And it's a black face.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of.
Because you were already kind of getting into it.
Yeah. Apparently, it's still okay for people to just drop hard R's in today's society. And so we were just talking about that.
What was it that happened exactly?
Well, it was technically a compliment because they said that I was their favorite hard R. But I didn't take it like that. Needless to say, we are no longer friends.
But they thought you were going to take it like...
Yeah, they specifically said, don't take this in a derogatory way, but
And then use the most derogatory that ever existed.
That's neither here nor there. That might come up again later.
Yeah.
That's
the whole thing. No offense, but insert the most offensive thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
God, man, that's crazy. I haven't had a racial slur since the last time Trump was in office. So,
you want to start now?
So it's getting there.
I got you.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I don't need it. I'm sure in a couple months they'll start playing again.
You're pretty much
Yeah,
it's
next
coming.
month.
It's coming.
Yeah. Either way, whatever happens next month, they're coming again. Yeah. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
People don't seem to get that around here, but
no. Yeah, they make the rounds. And
I mean, they're fucking driving around like the KKK with their trucks and shit.
Yeah, those are my favorite people.
Yeah.
At least they're obvious about it.
You'd rather them drive around with wearing the hoods. And Melissa, you're not black.
No, I'm not.
Because it's an audio show, so we just want to be clear.
Yeah.
No, I'm a white woman.
Yeah, we exclusively only hire white women. So
yeah, that makes sense. If you have to hire a woman, she should be white.
Yeah, it has to be.
That's what I always say.
Disclaimer.
There's a lot of them to see around here, though.
Yeah, so it's true.
I'm glad you picked me out of all of them.
Disclaimer: this is all just not the truth.
Yeah, before anyone takes it seriously.
Yeah, we actually hate white women, and that's why.
And I'm black and Mosy's white. So.
Yeah.
It makes the N-word situation a lot more confusing.
Shit. But so, how long have you guys known each other then?
Unofficially.
Oh, geez.
A while. But
I have this thing where I know a lot of people just because when I first moved here, I worked at the Kelt. Okay. And so I met a lot of people, and I met Mosy there. I mean, I've only lived here 4 years. So
4 years.
Approximately 4 years ago. And I'm sure I was super annoyed by Mosy at the time because I was annoyed by everybody at that job.
She was just like, he's in here again.
Were you a big bar person?
Not till recently honestly not till that recently. Probably the last like year and a half or so is when I started enjoying the bar scene more. But I always enjoyed the Celt for like the food and drink.
Yeah.
The Celt's always been cool like that. Like for even lunch, going for lunch and stuff.
Oh yeah. Moving here, it was a really good place to start working because I just quickly learned who everybody was and made a lot of friends.
Yeah, that was before I was cool too. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
There was a time when you weren't cool.
Oh yeah, major glow up like 2.5 years ago.
Really? What were you before? What were you like before?
Well, you know the nerdy black kid that plays like Yu-Gi-Oh in the corner of the lunchroom.
You
know, there's always one of those at a school. He thought I was lame, and
oh wow, I thought you were that guy.
Yeah, I was a nerd. I worked mental health, and I would work for like the YMCA and stuff. The only music I did was in my basement, recording other people and then working on my music. Yeah, and then doing sound at like church events and stuff like that.
Makes sense. How old are you then?
How old do you think I am? Because that's a debate.
Well, that's the thing. Like you could be anywhere from 20 to 40. Like like even like you could say anything in between there. And
I bet you say that to all the boys.
I appreciate the range that you gave me because the other day I got 38.
Yeah,
is what somebody said, and that kind of pissed me off. I am not 38. I respect everybody who is 38.
I'm almost there. Yeah,
it just ain't me. So. It just ain't me though. This black has not cracked. Yeah, actually.
Well, that's why it's so hard to gauge you because it's like, well, black don't crack, so this dude could seriously be.
Yeah, my hairline cracked.
Yeah,
but the black didn't.
But then black dudes are always bald anyway.
Yeah, the cooler ones.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a choice or if that's.
I can grow it back a little bit. The moms like it shaved though.
Oh, okay.
I'm 27. I'll be 28 next month.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
that makes sense.
No, yeah, it makes sense because you know who else is about your age is Maddie Danger.
Oh yeah.
And when I met her, she was talking about going to shows at like the Wax House back in the day and stuff. So I was thinking like that means they were like high school kids back then.
Yeah.
Which I was in my 20s playing shows at the Wax House.
All right.
And places like that, like we had to take our own equipment. We had our own. It was just there was never a sound guy. It's just like.
Just a room.
Just do whatever you can, yeah. Like figure it out. Like I had a full stack for my guitar. Used half of it for vocals and the other half actually for guitar, and drums were just loud enough. Yeah. So like to see a place like this where you guys care about what the band sound like.
Well, yeah. Like, so at the end of the day, like the heart started because I remember being 15, 16 years old, thinking like I really want a place to like perform, and I wanted but like there's nobody really doing that. Nobody doing that for real. Even where I grew up in Sacramento, there's no place to really to really flourish and have a place to pour into me.
Yeah.
And for me to suck at the beginning.
Yeah.
You kind of grow into what you want.
And that's kind of what the heart is. We have people who suck and we have people who are amazing. And the people who suck get the same respect as the people who are amazing.
And eventually they become amazing.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah, because you can't get any better if you're not out there playing shows.
And that's what we're all about. You have the opportunity, and that's the heart of the heart is opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Is this this is the second location, or did you guys start somewhere else?
Second location, yeah.
And you guys, when you were at that other place, when did you start that? About 4 years ago, then.
So we signed the lease on March 3rd of 2020.
Oh,
and then
right before shit hit the fan.
Then March 17th of 2020 is when I started losing my hair.
Because we couldn't go out.
We couldn't do too much. We did. we started doing shows.
We do live in Idaho. So
yeah.
The rules
Idaho
were
wasn't as
loose.
strict, but we were still doing shows, but we kept it fairly small. And our room was pretty small. But because we had a couple expansions at the old space, because there used to be a hallway and then our studios were right there. So we were able to do small shows at the time.
That's good. So you survived a lot of places that didn't survive, but I mean,
yeah, we literally survived for a couple of reasons. The studios, we did a lot of music recording. We also have a DJ side, so we have DJs that we work with and do parties and weddings and things like that. And then the fact that we always put artists first made it extremely easy for us to survive, because artists want a music community, and artists want music to go on, and so because of artist support, that is why we're here. If we would have done it any differently, and if we hadn't made it about the artists, then we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, it'd be done.
Which is crazy, because it doesn't seem like that's a unique idea, but really there's nobody else that's really artist focused quite like that, in a way that like artists are supporting each other. And it's not rivalry.
What do you think other places where they, especially that's why no other places have gotten as far as you guys, just because they're not focused on the artists? I think they're focusing. I don't know what the hell they're focusing on, but
they're focusing on music, and we have great relationships with just about everywhere that does music.
Not that anybody's
in Idaho
doing
Falls.
bad. It's just different.
It's a different focus, and so that's why it's not a competition. And that's why we. Part of my team works in just about every venue. Where we focus on, when we focus on the artists themselves, we don't necessarily focus on their music. We make sure that they sound the best possible. We make sure that they don't have to bring as much equipment. We make sure that they don't have to focus on promoting as much. When they promote, it's amazing, and it helps them get paid, helps us get paid, it helps things keep running. But at the end of the day, we want to keep as much pressure off of them as possible, so they deliver the best show, and they're comfortable, and they want to return, and they want to put on another show for people. And because creativity comes from both struggle and comfort, because you can't be really creative if you're dying all the time. But then also you got to be creative to get yourself out of a spot usually. And so creating a comfort space where people are already struggling outside of performing. So if we make somebody performing about them, if we make their performance about them and about their comfort, they're gonna give us a better performance, and they're gonna show up more, and they're gonna tell their families, this is where I go, this is where I show up, and it's gonna be community experience, because we all know we're supporting the artists.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because as a performer, I think that's what a lot of places lack, and that's what keeps you coming back, is when you're comfortable at a place.
Yeah,
because you can play, you play places that you're just like, fuck this, like I'm never. Yeah, that was the worst show I've ever played, and it was no help, and so. Yeah,
but our favorite thing is when a touring band comes through, and they're like, wow, like you guys were like actually care. We do actually care, and that's always amazing. And then when we have the bands who come on a regular basis, like Oblivion plays here pretty regularly. We've had bands like Voice of Treason back in the early days of the Heart. That we're still in the early days, really, but back when we first started, that came like monthly at times, and really use us as a jumping point in some aspects. And other bands who have done that, and we've been able to see them grow. And like that is the point of it, is that we want you to come back for you and for us.
And you see that improvement. That's what I was telling Victor last time, because they played that show here a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
and I hadn't seen them.
The one with Vexum.
Yeah, which was an awesome show.
That was such a great pair.
Vexum was awesome as hell. And the last time I saw them was early summer, when you guys were still at the old place. Yeah. And that's why I told Victor, I was like, I mean, even from then to now, you guys are like, huge leap. I was like, you guys were pretty awesome back then. You guys are getting better and
They're
better.
so entertaining to watch, too. I just love them.
They're just, it's that young kid energy, man. That's why I like hanging out with those little kids. It's weird because I'm like this old man, and these high school kids. But, and I'm glad that, like, the reason I got in contact with them, I was actually first with the guys from 16 Candles. I know one of their moms. And she was like, get my son and his band on the podcast. I was like, all right, yeah, hell yeah. And so that's when I started to realize there's like more of a scene now than there was, 10, 15 years ago when I was a kid. So.
Well, when we first started, there was a scene, but it wasn't organized at all. Yeah. It wasn't happening regularly. The bands didn't work together very much. And when they did, it was usually the older bands that go to the same places over and over again, and a lot of cover bands. But there just hasn't really been a place for a 20 to 40 minute set that people can like really work on. And you know what? That's actually my only critique of like smaller bands. put some thought into your performance.
Yeah.
Like you're giving us 15 to 45 minutes. You can plan some cool stuff. You can put some energy into that.
Incorporate all the senses for your audience.
Yeah,
it's not just what you hear; it's what you see.
Yeah.
Have a great time. I'm tired, and I'm gonna purposefully make some rappers mad right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm so tired of rappers looking at the floor, going just walking back and forth, just performing their songs over tracks that have their vocals on it. Put on a show.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the bands. It's practice time another day. It's time for you to perform. Show up, do some cool stuff. If you need to feel comfortable asking, "Hey Mosy, can I do this on stage?" Go ahead and ask me, but the answer is probably yes.
Yeah.
Do the cool stuff. I want to see that. That's because that's going to show people more of these artists, and like it's Melissa hears me all the time. I would literally just like walk out because I'm like, they're boring me. If I wanted to hear your music, I'll listen to it on streaming.
Yeah.
Like
You're watching a show and listening to someone's music. Those are two different things.
Yeah. Step it. Like, give me a show.
It's a performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me how much you care about this. I want to see that. My favorite bands, I don't even like their music sometimes.
Yeah.
My favorite bands are the ones who show up and they put on a show on that stage and they love their music. Those are my favorite bands.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's something that back when I was performing fairly regularly, that was our thing. Is like, you have to put on a show, and even like, and then my brother and I were playing in a Mexican band where it was like, we got to bring like a punk rock energy to this.
Yeah.
That other bands that are just these cover bands, they're great musicians, but they're not giving you a lot to look at.
You can only reach so high as a cover band.
Yeah.
And then you'd go to, and on the other side of that, we'd go playing punk shows where a lot of these bands that were not musically incredible at all, they were putting on awesome, crazy
and
shows.
people come and see that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, be weird. Be weird.
Bring the energy.
I have a video on my phone of Zap Pack putting a mic in their mouth while adjusting their equipment, and I was like, that's crazy. And I would be more impressed if that was not my mic. I'm cool with it because I was looking. It made me take out my phone. It made me talk about Zap Pack. And so that makes me love that band even more.
Yeah.
Because, man, you are really showing up and you are putting your art out there. You're also putting your personality out there.
Yeah.
That's what matters to me at the end of the day.
We had a Drollbox in here.
Oh my gosh. The aliens on stage.
Oh, was that? I was here for that one. I got here right as like they were finishing up, but I was like, there's an alien on the stage. and then he was here for the rest of the show. He was just standing back there.
Yeah, it's a duo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like
they're from Salt Lake.
Yeah, and I remember I think was I running tickets for that, and then I just kind of was like, what?
Yeah. It made Mosy pull out his phone though.
Yeah. I pull out my phone. If I pull out my phone, it is. I may make a couple jokes about you because that's just who I am. But that is me celebrating the fact that you made me interested.
Yeah.
And I live a boring life. I just do a whole bunch of music and like show up at cool places and like do parties and stuff. It's really boring. And so if you make my life exciting,
that's really saying something.
Yeah.
Step outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. That night I was parked with some friends out here doing some recreational stuff. And so we started thinking about like, what if that?
And then you saw an alien on the stage.
That was the whole thing. We were like, what if we think it's some dude dresses an alien, but what if it really is an alien?
Yeah.
Like this conversation started going that way.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you guys come to the sensory shelter here, and you're just like, guys, I don't want to freak you out, but I think they're aliens in there. Right? I want the aliens at the heart. That's where be an alien at be as long as you're legal.
That's true.
That's also a joke.
Those illegally.
It's also a joke.
Didn't we have a discussion about like what the limits are of what we'll bring in here? And I was like, I promise I won't bring in a KKK rally.
Yeah.
And Mosy was like, I don't know, it might be interesting.
Yeah, I did say that. I was like, it might be cool when I show up and I'm like, hey, how you doing, man?
This is good when you show up to collect.
Yeah. And they're like, who are we paying? He's like, me, nigga.
And this innocent white woman reached out to them, and then it's you who collects the money.
Well, there's that story about that guy that's like he's converted a bunch of Klansmen. You ever hear about that guy?
Yeah.
He's like befriends them and converts them.
Yeah, that's an amazing story because it feels like my life living in Idaho sometimes. I don't know what somebody's gonna say to me.
Yeah.
You never know.
You never know, and sometimes it's the least expected.
Oh.
On either side,
I'm telling you, the person I was telling you about earlier, arms around me saying, "I love you, Mosy. You do so much. You help me so like," and then just hard
my
R.
favorite.
Yeah, you're my favorite. You're my favorite. I wrote a song about it, kind of.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He is going to perform it on October 30th.
On October 30th.
So you are a performer as well. That's what I wanted to ask.
yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
No posers here. Do you do any music performance or anything?
I have massive stage fright, but I do sing. October 30th is my birthday, so this will be my time to shine.
Oh, cool.
Usually I'm a very behind the scenes type person. I'm kind of the opposite of Mosy, and I live a very chill life.
But you get the spotlight on your birthday.
But I'm gonna attempt the
Oh,
spotlight
we just
on
posted
my birthday.
the video.
Yeah, I just recorded a ridiculous video. Again, not a spotlight person.
So
So.
you've only been in maybe one or two of those.
Yeah,
reels,
this
right?
one's
So-
pretty much all me, and it's ridiculous. But
And you've been in like all the reels. Is like the difference?
No. We did Malachi did one with
Malachi's done a few.
With Addie Faith. So like those videos came out. You know Jovi.
Yeah,
Those
I know of him.
Those videos came from Jovi saying, because we were like, man, we gotta switch up our marketing, man. It's just not working. And then he's like, well, you gotta do videos, man. And I was like, nah, I don't know. And then Tommy from Authentic Audio, me and Jovi were talking to him, and we're like, how. What would you think of us doing videos and me being like, it's Mosy from the heart? And then Tommy goes, nobody goes to a venue because of who runs it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? That's true. Maybe they should.
Now they do.
Yeah,
Now
that
they
makes
do.
sense.
And now people mention those videos often, and they're fun to make. I love doing it. Like I didn't think I'd have as much fun doing it.
You just
By
gotta
the way,
put it out there. It's something different.
Emily's in the room right now. She's getting some video of us. She's
She's
been
done
killing
an amazing job.
She's been killing our videos lately.
Yeah. That's awesome. I know Emily because as soon as you guys told me Emily was coming, I actually put it on the box. She's an incredible producer too. She made this. She made this for me. I commissioned a beat.
Nice.
For use on the podcast, for personal use for rapping over it and stuff, and we've used it. So it's like, I think I found you.
Of GTA
Where did I
San
find
Andreas?
you? I found you on I think just on TikTok, following me on the. We used to do a podcast in Spanish, a video one, and so I was just like, well, she makes beats. I'm gonna hit her up.
Yeah.
And so you just find people that have these talents.
Yeah. And then you pour into them, use it.
You network like that.
That's what artistic people want. They just want opportunity.
Yeah. And that's Pocket 8 Media. That's Pocket 8.
Yeah, follow her.
Yeah,
for sure.
find that.
And fucking commission more beats from her. She does fucking incredible. I like it a lot.
Right now, Jovi seems to think that I have an exclusive license. He has an exclusive license over Mosy, and so Emily might have to challenge that.
Competition.
Wow, yeah. There you go. Does he make your beats and stuff?
Yeah. So my former business partner and best friend James used to do mine, and then when James left, James was mentoring Jovi at the time, and then Jovi was also learning sound with me at the heart, and then it was kind of a natural transition into like, okay, you're making my music now.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like it's a natural transition. It's this whole thing, networking and finding people with the different talents that you might not expect.
Yeah, Jovi started at 17 with us. 17 years old. And he finished high school shortly after that, and now he's made music his life, and he's able to do that because of opportunities. That's awesome. Opportunities that came from the local community supporting local music. Yeah, and he's never performed on the stage. No. The only time he's performed on the stage is when he gets all hyped up at one of the concerts that he produced every single person on the stage.
And they're all calling him out.
Yeah. He actually has a tag now of when I got everybody hyped up saying, Jovi. And so he used that as a tag on some songs. I'm like, yeah. So, and that's the beauty of what we do. It's not about like us making $1. It's about these opportunities. Because I don't make a cent when Jovi goes and runs sound somewhere else. I don't make nothing. But do I get to remember like, oh, I remember when you started working with him. Yeah.
And then he work anywhere else is experience for him too. He brings back that knowledge and
and
now
I'm like, make the heart better, dude. What are you doing?
Like, you belong to us.
Yeah, I was like, how you have the worst sound at the heart where you set it up? Like,
see, that's the thing. I've been wanting to come to like a rap show just because I've seen you guys been doing a lot of rap shows also.
Once a month.
Malachi has done awesome. He books our rap shows.
Yeah, Malachi 330.
You know, everybody's fucking handle, huh?
Well, that's what I got to do. He's gonna be so pissed off that I said Malachi again.
Yeah,
but I want him to get a haircut. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
He's doing. He put together the show that's coming this Friday.
Yeah.
With Addie Faith.
Yeah.
She just is releasing a new album that Jovi produced. On
Addie
that one
Faith,
too, so.
Gunnar Martinez, and then Malachi's performing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jovi did Gunnar's and Addie's. I feel like there's one more.
Angel Sierra.
Yeah. And then Jovi's also produced for Angel Sierra as well.
Yeah, so he's all over the musicians here in Idaho Falls.
He likes to think he's a local legend. Right?
Yeah,
and I'm like telling you, I'm gonna humble you one day.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta keep his head small.
Yeah.
That is kind of how you have to think about it, though, to make yourself.
Yeah.
Go
no, and the thing is,
you gotta push yourself
like at the end of the day, to be real, he is, because he's put in that work.
Yeah.
He's taken the opportunities and he's created some.
He knows he's good.
Yeah, and he's created something for himself that not only I get to enjoy, but the whole community gets to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And so like at the end of the day, he is a local legend. Remember where you started, though. Like, just
just a
remember who your real friends are.
You better not forget me when you're out there producing Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, there you go.
We're gonna fight if I don't get a feature.
That's just cool to see that you can do shows like separate genres. Just like I said, growing up, like we played punk rock, but we'd play with. We'd play with rappers or we'd play with funk bands, and we'd play just wherever there's a show we'd play, and it'd always be like a mix up of metal and rap and everything because there wasn't enough of each of us to have our own show.
We like to genre bend a little bit.
Yeah. I love having those kind of shows that are a little bit not so extreme that the crowd's divided.
Yeah,
but you get a good mix of people, and they I've never seen this band before, but because they're here to see a different band, just more exposure.
Well, the concept that we're working on right now, and it's gonna take a while because we got to find the right people for it, and we got to put them in a good position and like really grow them up and teach them. So we hate promoters. Promoters are the worst usually.
I'm a promoter.
You know what I mean. We hate
I'm your promoter.
Other promoters.
Yeah, we hate a lot of promoters because they tend to not have an artist-centered mindset. It tends to be all about like how can I make my dollar?
It's more
back?
business. Yeah.
The standard promoter mindset is very self-centered.
Yeah, but what me and Melissa are working on is having a promoter, an in-house promoter, trained by us with the artists who have connections to the local community, like actual connections to the local community, music community, and they all have their genres that they stick to, and they all get a Friday of the month to make sure that we have all genres every month. And that's what we're working on right now. It's hard to like. It's a right people thing. You got to make sure you have the right people at the right timing.
People that are going to show up and be reliable too.
Yeah. And so and it's not for everybody, and it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard. Malachi's really stepped it up a lot.
He has, and he really wanted this.
Yeah.
He moved here from Ohio. In fact, we interviewed him while he was still in Ohio, and he had performed here once before and just fell in love with the whole community. Yeah. And we were pretty impressed by his, drive. Yeah. His ambition.
Well, Melissa actually rode for him. Like
I did.
Yeah. Melissa was like, no, it's got to. Actually, Emily wanted. We interviewed her to be a promoter, and I was like, I like Emily for it. And Melissa's like, I think Malachi, and I was like, nah. Which is not completely true. Like at the end of the day, I was like, no, I think Malachi would be great.
And they both had their strong points.
Yeah.
So and it was a tough decision.
And then Emily was like, I don't even like you guys like that.
We offered her the job and she's like, hell no.
And they were like, but we were actually talking about bringing them both on.
Yeah.
Because so we were gonna figure out how to do that. And then Emily's like, I don't want to do it. And then we're like, fine, Malachi, get in there. And then Malachi's been killing it, and like he's been absolutely killing it.
And Emily has her strong suits, her strong business that she's building, and that's worked for her.
Yeah.
So
and we're able to, and we still partner up a lot.
Yeah.
And she's like.
She's everywhere, man. That's why I'll give you props on that. Emily. You're everywhere. She doesn't say no to a whole lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
she had pictures for me because I was DJing up at Pelona's one night, and she went and did pictures because it was when I was first starting that up. So I'm like, I need some pictures for my Instagram and stuff. So she's like, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, she I gave her I gave her the same options and opportunity as getting a lot of people, and she just took them. Like the show a couple weeks ago. I told her, I was like, when you see a show, message those bands and like offer to do pictures and videos. Yeah. I show up to the show, and then they're like, oh, where's Emily? She's doing pictures and videos for us. Yeah. I was like, well, there you go. I don't even got to do nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead. And it's about those opportunities. And if we could provide those opportunities to see people grow into the space that they want to be in, that's where I want them to be. Yeah. I want you to be right there in there doing your thing.
Hell yeah.
And like, do it yourself. Like, man, we already put together the venue. We already booked the bands. Go. You can do the rest.
At this point, it's you just come in and play. Like, ready to go.
Yeah, just do, and so if there's an opportunity here, it's there for you. Like, so take that opportunity.
And the thing that Mosy is really good at, what I was impressed when I first started working here, is that he sees people for who they really are and what they're strong at, and he lets them just be that, but also figure it out for themselves. He's not just telling them, hey, you do this or that because that's what you're here for. It's, here's this place, make it what it is. You put you into it, and we're going to go places. We're all going to go places for that.
Yeah. The people that I got beef with, well, usually they have beef with me and I forget about them. But the people that I have that tumultuous relationship with usually are people who are like, oh, hey, you didn't give me enough tools to do things. I'm like, I didn't have the tools to do it.
If I didn't give it to you, it's because I didn't have it.
Yeah,
I think sometimes there's this expectation that it's like any other normal job, like we're some kind of corporate thing. Like, you're going to come in and clock in, and we're going to pay you this much, and you got to put in this many hours. It's not like that.
We tried that when we first started, but like that's just not. It wasn't good for the community. Yeah. It just wasn't. It didn't actually help the community. At the end of the day, I'm just a cool ass sound guy. At the that
we all just love the music.
I saw a need, and I tried my best to give the opportunities. I've made 1,000 mistakes along the way or more. But the thing that I always kept to was, hey guys, you want to do this cool thing? And then the people who were like, yeah, let's do this. That's who showed up. Mm-hmm. That's who is still here, and that's who is growing stuff and are making a name for themselves in their areas. I do not want to be a promoter. I do not want to organize the shows. Yeah. Melissa, can you do that?
and I love doing that.
That works. Yeah.
I started doing it for the Celt, and it's not quite the expanse of music at the Celt that I get to do here. So I was really excited when I'm like, I get to book metal shows.
Yeah, like work with more kinds of artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Melissa came in like hard. She
I don't half-ass anything.
Yeah, like we've worked with some other great people. I will say when Melissa showed up, she went. I don't care what your expectation is. I'm just gonna do this. Like and she went hard into it, and
there was a lot of the community I wasn't familiar with because I was used to the bar bands.
Yeah. And she got into it, and you should see her scathing emails to some whack promoters. Oh my gosh!
I will put you in your place if you want to act a fool.
Yeah. Me and Jovi were reading her messages like we're like, oh, she is savage. That's crazy. And I told her I'm mean. Yeah, don't get on Melissa's bad side.
It's rare. You really got to push me, but yeah.
They deserve it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a certain unnamed promoter around.
His name.
You guys can name them.
It wasn't really like shit talking. It was just like, hey, let's set a better standard for this.
Yeah.
Because we're not reaching it right now.
And we kind of touched on it the other day when we were over here. It's like there are certain people that all the bands can give you negative reviews about, like
and
negative experiences.
that's kind of what I was telling him. Like, hey, just so you know,
I've never haven't heard one positive thing about it.
What she said, I don't know. People must not be telling you this. Is what she said in the email. I was like, oh my god.
Let me do you a favor and let me tell you what's going on.
Like that really showed who Melissa was, and how much she cared for the community, and that was one of the moments I was like, yeah, that's
good choice. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Well, I don't like when people take advantage of artists.
Yeah,
that really pisses me off.
Yeah,
I'm not okay with it.
That's the kind of person you want in that position, in that promoter position.
And at the end of the day, all I want to do is be able to show up at shows, do the videos, and have a great time hyping everybody up.
Yeah,
that's all I want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you have a good team doing everything else.
Yeah. I want to be lazy. Let me be the person that some people perceive me to be, and I've had that comment. It's like, what do you even do? It's like too much, if I'm honest, and I don't want to.
Right.
Like somebody else come do this. Yeah. The only reason why I am doing it is because nobody was doing it. Nobody had a place like this, and so I say, you know what? Like, if y'all ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so come take it from me if you want. Like it's cool. I'll sit back and watch you lose your hair.
Get just that whole stress. Yeah. And now we're in this room. This room's the sensory room.
Yeah, sponsored by the Pearl Health Clinic.
The Pearl Health Clinic is helping you out with that. So how'd that come about?
I worked mental health for years, and the Pearl Health Clinic, Dr. Tana, who started the Pearl Health Clinic, gave me my start. My first job. My first one was a knife factory, but he helped me get into working at a group home, and then I was working in the office, and he gave me that start before he passed away. And then I just kept up. I kept working mental health for a while, kept up those relationships. Zach Warren over there. He's a very community minded person and really just wants the best for people. I'm trying to get him to do videos, but we
want everyone to get ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I want people to be as loud and as ridiculous as possible.
Oh, yeah.
I brought him in. I was like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're about. We're expanding this way. And I said, we have some people who have sensory issues. We have some people who get overwhelmed. Would you be willing to sponsor our sensory room in order to give people that space, and he jumped on it. He's like, can we call it like something that has to do with like the Pearl, like the Pearl Health Clinic?
Oh, so that's kind of the vibe here.
It's a Pearl Sensory Shelter. So we're about to put up some graphics in here on the walls with their logos, and it'll be the shelter, SHELL.
The shell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With a pearl inside it,
Yeah, and people use this room.
They do.
We're recording it right now.
Yeah.
And people use this room, and it is wonderful. We have a hanging hammock. I spent like 2 hours at like 3 a.m. in a hammock.
And it definitely is necessary. We've had a couple people who attended that had seizures. So they handled it fine, but we didn't have a place for them. They just kind of had to lay on the floor.
Yeah, the whole sensory room thing. That's I want to say fairly new, because I see it a lot in schools. Like in my daughter's school, they have sensory rooms and stuff, and it's like we never had anything like that growing up. Like
right?
It's literally taking the thought process of the heart, making it so everybody can show up, making it everybody can perform. We also want everybody to be able to enjoy the show, because you can still hear the show in here, and we're going to be soundproofing a little bit more, but we want people to enjoy local music no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't we've had people, like Melissa was saying, we've had people who had seizures and stuff. This is a room that they can come in, listen to their friends and family play, and not have to deal with those issues and be able to.
I'm excited for personal reasons because my boyfriend is a veteran and he has PTSD, and so he doesn't come to the shows. Like maybe the hip hop shows a little bit, but metal shows he'll come by for a minute. And I'm like, oh well, now we got a room for you to hang out in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and like the Pearl Health Clinic made this room. I didn't do nothing.
So it's made by experts.
They put in some sensory things, like those things that you could stand on that kind of focus you out. We have noise canceling headphones in here, a bunch of different
dim lights.
Yeah, the jellyfish light up too, and it's just really comfortable in here, and they really showed up for the community in that way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's a whole other vibe.
Yeah.
And so, what other goals do you guys have with the Heart? Like,
we're wanting to have a bar pretty soon. Cool. That's not connected to the main venue. And that's our goal, at least.
We want to remain an all ages venue.
Yeah. But people ask us for alcohol.
Yeah.
Those heavy metal heads, and you know who you are, bothering me all the time. About when are you going to get alcohol? I'm trying to do it, Tommy, all right?
It takes a while. I can't just give you alcohol.
Yeah.
We did have a lady come in one night.
Oh, my gosh. She came in here just blasted.
Just hammered.
Yeah. And but
she was having a good time though.
She was having a great time. But we're wanting to have the bar and having it, but we still want to keep it the same vibe where people can enjoy themselves and not be worried about things. So the drinks will be only in there when we're.
So it's not like going to the bar. It's like
right.
going to the Heart, and if you have the option to get a drink.
Right.
Yeah. We will be operating as a bar.
We want to throw parties in that room.
Yeah.
But
you got to get tickets to go to the venue area.
Right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's just a different
That's a good
vibe.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get businessy sometimes, and
we know how to throw parties.
Oh, we know how to throw parties.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You ever see me twerk? It's crazy.
No, I haven't. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So.
I don't like the way you said
he is
that.
performing. Are you gonna twerk on the 30th?
That's if the after party goes off. There's a possibility.
Okay,
like that.
Because you guys have thrown some pretty big bashes.
Oh yeah. And we've done parties with ISU before. I've done steak dances. I didn't twerk at those ones, but I've done LDS. I've done LDS steak dances before, and we get pretty hype. We get very hype actually. My main DJ Wonder. Like when it's me and him, when it's Mosy and DJ Wonder, it goes. Absolutely
pops
insane.
Off. That's good.
And DJ Dizzy's been killing it lately.
Oh, yeah.
He's been. Oh my gosh,
he's so much fun.
Like their mixes are just on point. Like I'm a party guy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so like if you can give me a good party, I'm gonna show up for that party, and we want to do that same thing here at the Heart.
Yeah. We want to do more karaoke night things.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Open mic.
Yeah.
We talked about open mic.
Open mics. Like Sunday events, like events of. We want to fill spots for people that they talk about when they're in their basement. Like, I really wish I could do this.
Yeah,
like that's the spots that we want to fill.
Yeah, and having open mic night really fits with our MO.
Yeah, we used to have an open mic night for a while, and it went really well. We got connected to a lot of cool artists. It's just hard to support when you don't have alcohol.
Open
That's
mic.
Unfortunate. That's kind of how it is, but you don't really throw a karaoke party without it.
yeah, karaoke especially.
Most people want
to have a good buzz before they have the balls to do it.
Yeah, we did CBD and karaoke. We had a bar cater for that one.
Oh yeah,
as well.
But I remember I saw because he had Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah,
because I know him from karaoke just downtown at the Samoa Club and shit.
His honor.
I've been friends with him for 13 years.
Yeah,
and so like it was a shoe in. I was like,
he's one of them like celebrities downtown.
Like
I don't know him, but I know him.
You gotta know him.
Everyone knows Donovan.
Like, he was like. What's funny is I pitched him the idea, and he's like, "I'm not doing that." And I was like, and I said, "I'm putting your name on it, so you're doing it." And he's like, "Do not put my name on that." And I was like, "No, I'm putting your name on it."
Too late,
and he's like, "Do not put my name on that flyer." And I was like, I am gonna put your name on that flyer, and then we did, and then he's like, "Why did you go and do that?" And then we showed up at his house and we did a video on it. It's still up. You can still see that video. Yeah. It's absolutely ridiculous. But then it ended up going really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people that do the downtown karaoke thing were there. So.
They showed up. Yeah, because that's a whole other crowd. That's a whole other
The downtown crowd is like they're
especially
very
the karaoke
set
stuff.
in
I
their
used to
ways.
go to karaoke, and everybody just knew him. They knew there's other guys that just everybody knows. So
It was, what if anything is fun, if anything's good for the community, we want to be involved in it. We did drag shows. We're about to do another one, and so and at the drag show we did tattoos. It was called Flash and Drag, and we had tattoos at the drag show, drag themed flash tattoos. So there's like 40 people around town who got a tattoo at a drag show at the Heart, and we'll always remember that. Yeah. Like one of those.
We're gonna have a piercer at the October 30th show.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing piercings there. And that's pierced by Jay, who also did my septum, and you could see that on video as well. And then at the Flash and Drag one, we actually had a sponsor for that who is a candidate for office who's running right now. So you can vote for her on November 5th. November 5th, Miranda Marquette, and she's a friend of mine, and
what's she running for?
She's doing representative. I can't remember. Don't ask me that right now, man.
Those are hardball questions.
Yeah, I'm talking out the top of my head right now.
Just vote for her. Whatever.
Yeah, just vote for Miranda. Dang. I love you, Miranda. I'm sorry that I forgot what office it was. My bad.
The important thing is that they vote for her.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Now the party on the 30th, and that's for your birthday. My brother's birthday is on the 30th.
Is it? Yeah. Awesome.
Tell him to show up.
Well, he lives in Minnesota.
Tell him to show up. What,
why not?
Like what?
We still got time.
Yeah, we got time. Yeah.
I'm still like kind of convinced that I was actually born on the 31st because my birth certificate says 1150, and my mom was like, "I'm not having a double child," and so. I don't know. It's questionable to me.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with the 30th.
Because you are a devil child.
Because I am a devil child.
Maybe
and, if you've ever seen The Crow, the 30th is the devil's night. So my mom lost that battle.
Wait, who's all at that show?
So headlined by Mosy and the Heartthrobs.
Mosy and the Heartthrobs. Yeah.
But we're going to... I tried to get like a good little mix of locals. We're going to have metal from Beast in the Sun. No Square, and they do kind of more punk, rap rock kind of music.
Ska-ish.
And then Sojourn, one of the favorites at the Heart too. Yeah. So
yeah, that show's gonna be cool. We've been promoting that show like
since
crazy.
Like August.
Yeah, like the first promo was my septum piercing, I think.
Yeah.
And then we've been doing a whole.
I think we even had flyers out before that though.
Yeah. Yeah, and so and then there's my whole metamorphosis into what you know as Mosy right now happened in the basement of the building here.
Yeah,
like, that's on film from that
Pocket basement 8. Is really something. What are you gonna do with that basement?
If everything works out the way we want it to, eventually we'll have a music school all in the back rooms and in the basement as well. Eventually,
and recording
and more recording studios and stuff. If everything works well. But that's why you got to like rally around us, like really help us out and like really show up for the community and the music community that meets at the Heart, because that's the type of stuff we want to do. We already have the concept of the music studio, how we're going to do the classes. We already have all those things ready. We already have studios who want to move into the move into the spaces that we're going to be creating. And so like when you show up for the Heart, you're showing up for the whole community,
right?
And that's what we're really about.
Yeah,
it's hard out here.
We're not in this for the money.
Yeah, it's hard out here.
But unfortunately, we need money to make things run. So
So
takes a lot of community
support. Y'all can Venmo us. It's cool. Like it's literally. We started as nothing. I got a $10,000 tax return, and that's what started all this. And then and we already had the equipment because we were doing parties and stuff before, but some of the equipment. But like we're not some corporate thing.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to start small businesses. Yeah. There ain't no help.
No.
I thought that I'd get some DEI help or something like help,
but nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
It feels like there's more red tape than there would be if we were a corporate.
For COVID relief, we got $2,000 and that was it.
Yeah, the big corporations got a lot of money, And they were supposed to spread that out to their employees, and most of them didn't.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah.
Most of them didn't.
No, they didn't. Yeah, and so it's been rough. I went through a divorce through this. I lost other relationships through this. I almost lost my best friend.
You got called the N-word?
Multiple times. That's
all because of the heart.
All because of the heart. They're like, you support local music, nigga? And I was like, you can't say that to me. That's crazy. You said that.
Even I just say the N-word. I know a lot of like Mexican dudes that say the N-word or to each other, and I'm like, man, that's fucking weird. Like, why would you say
and the thing is, I can't say nothing to them here. It's too many. At least there's white guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with us, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But it just drives me bonkers. I'm like, there's so much other stuff that we can call each other. Yeah. Why are you guys calling each other that?
Something
get
else.
creative with it.
Yeah. Like, let us have something. Man, we thought they were colonizers. That's crazy. I apologize to anybody who still thinks that I hate white people, because that was the message that I got after I got upset for being called the N-word, is that I hate white people.
White people?
Yeah. They're like, I was like, you can't, I am nobody's N-word. And then they were like, well, you hate white people and you're not healed from that yet. And I was like, oh, that's crazy.
See, the hate was inside of you.
It was inside of you all along.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't even know. I honestly didn't even know. I got a white baby and everything. That's crazy.
This is a bad state for you to be in.
I thought it was. You know what? I didn't realize that it was there. But somebody calling you the N-word, like, it'll really help you introspect.
Yeah,
and help you figure out that you actually hate white people. Yeah. And
it makes me feel that way, at least for the time being.
Yeah. For a solid few hours there, like. Then me and Melissa linked up the day after that happened, because it was a big situation. But like, I don't want to go into that. But me and Melissa got together the day after that, walked 5 miles, and we just ranted. Like, mainly me, but just ranted about like how crazy.
I'm
the
a good
situation.
place for rants.
Yeah.
You
didn't catch any of the white hate though, did you?
From Mosy?
Yeah, from the sun she did, because we were walking, and so she.
And I am a redhead, so.
Like she's like, I'll take this for you.
That's awesome. That's solidarity.
Yeah. That's reparations.
He's my favorite not hard R word.
Yeah.
Just my favorite.
Yeah, you're my favorite not hard R. Like,
you're just my favorite guy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Just the fact that they thought it was complimentary, like it would be okay because I'm saying it in a positive way.
Like, and in reality, it's really like, you're still not as good as like.
Yeah. He's like, I wish you were one of my favorite people, but you're not. But you are one of my favorite.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've said it on this show a ton. It's like racism and white supremacy can be two different things. Like,
a
lot of the people that are really nice to us are still in their heart think they're better than us because they're white.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they're not necessarily being racist to me, but I know damn well they got that supremacist shit going on.
It's crazy that the superior race is scared of sunburns. That's like.
And I grew up. My mom was kind of a, I guess you wouldn't say racist. She's more of a supremacist. And so I'm just like thinking about that. I'm like, well, I didn't think it was okay to call people
like
things,
she probably wasn't out there hating on them.
No,
but
it's just like
she thought she was better.
She just didn't really.
That's kind of how.
And it's true, white people. You are better. Give us money.
That's a good way to position it. Yeah.
Nice little plug.
Yeah. But that is something that me and Melissa, like really bonded that day, like because I was like, help me get through this. But like that's the great part of the heart, is that we're just people.
Right.
Like, we're literally just people wanting music to happen.
Yeah.
And like, now Melissa's like one of my best friends ever, just because we bonded over our mutual love for music, community, and making some cool stuff happen.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, We could have fun.
We've come a long way from the days of me being annoyed with you.
Yeah.
He did call me one day when I was working at the Kilt trying to get me to book someone, and I was like, hell no.
Yeah, it was pathos and logos. It was, and now, you see.
Well,
If you would have listened to me back then, you would have had them in your life.
And I probably should have. They are a metal band, and metal was like, we're not okay with booking metal shows. I did book D-Knots.
Really?
Though, while I worked there.
Are they still around?
Yeah, they're still here.
Yeah, they just did a show at the Gem.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, Jovi did sound for them.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was only allowed to do that for like Halloween shows or special events, but yeah.
It was a situation. It was a very The Heart moment. We had Pathos and Logos from Colorado, two of our favorite people ever.
They're amazing.
Oh my gosh, they're so great. And they called me the day before the show at the Heart, and they're like, "Hey, our show in Pocatello got canceled. Is there anywhere you can get us in?" And then so I called everywhere. I tried to get them in at Mac and Kelly's at the time, now AJ's. Tried to get them at the Kelt. Saw if someone was happening at the Gem, and there wasn't. Like I was calling. I even called up in the Rexburg to the basement that I think I owned the basement at the time. I think so. But like it just wasn't.
It wasn't that long ago. I think you still had the Heart.
No, I owned both.
Oh, you had
both?
both? Okay.
I had both at the because at one point I owned the basement and the Heart, and so that's just how the Heart shows up. And at the time, Melissa wasn't a writer like that, so she was.
I was following the rules. It was stupid.
Yeah, we don't do that around here. But like,
I did eventually before I left. Like, got this pretty like hard punk band to come in and play, and I'm pretty sure
you got Blood Cannery, didn't you?
I did have Blood Cannery, and my boss was not happy with that one. Like, that was so loud. Not bar appropriate.
We love you, Cole.
Especially the Kelt is such a fancy.
Right.
Like
well, and
they're trying to be like such a fancy pants bar.
Yeah. And so I would book 2 shows a week, Thursday, Saturdays.
Yeah.
And Thursdays I would reserve for more acoustic songwriter types. And then Saturdays I'd try and go hard with party type music.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I did have limitations.
Yeah. But now
I have no limitations.
Yeah, now we're together. We have no limits. So if Pathos and Logos wants to play on a Tuesday, you got it. If you want, if you want heavy metal Monday, let's do it all the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we'll put them with a singer songwriter.
You'll put them with a singer. Yeah, we are doing that.
And we are going to do that.
We are doing that. Brian Belansky, one of our favorite singer songwriters, who tours all around the world. Now, like
he's coming back in February.
Yeah, he had a Europe tour for that February show. We're putting Brian Belansky on a heavy metal show.
Hell yeah!
Like.
See, that's the type of shit I like.
Yeah, we're gonna put him a little bit right in the middle.
Yeah,
he ain't opening. He's going right in the middle.
That's awesome.
I can't wait for that. He was so hyped when we thought about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So we'll go ahead and start wrapping this up.
Valuable life lessons.
Our last segment is
valuable life lessons.
So we'll go around the table and say one valuable life lesson we've learned today. And so let's go ahead and start with Melissa.
I mean, I guess I didn't learn this today, but definitely as a white person, don't call black people a hard R.
I was going to say you learned that today.
Soft A too, don't do it.
Just kind of stay away from that.
I just really compounded that point for me, That's
it's just
really good. As a white person, just maybe don't say that.
Yeah. She was questioning before this. She was like, I might be able to pull it off.
She wanted to say it on the show, but kind of talked her out of it. Well, that's a good one.
Just like even if you're trying to be funny,
it's like
probably
you're usually
not going to go over well.
Yeah, even if it's non-derogatory.
And the thing is, when the people that do find it funny, it's like, now I kind of know. Now I'm weary of you. Also,
I'm like,
All right, Mosy.
Valuable life lessons.
Trust yourself. Like. Just sitting here thinking, talking about how the Heart started and like how and all the changes we've been through. Trust yourself. If I would have trusted myself from the very beginning, the Heart would have looked exactly like it does now, way back then.
Yeah.
But it didn't start. It didn't start like it is now. It started with like, oh, we have to do business like a business person. And it wasn't until I started to let loose a little bit and say like, no, this is what needs to happen. This is what I want to see. As soon as I started trusting myself in that and started really honing in on the community and trusting the people who were ready to be there, that's when things worked out. That's when people started being uplifted. That's when opportunities started presenting themselves. And that's like, honestly, if there's anything you could do, trust and love yourself. Because if you can do
and
that,
take those opportunities.
Take those opportunities and share with other people.
Yeah.
Like by far.
Yeah. And that's something I've just learned from the heart in general is it's about opportunity and taking it. So.
Yeah. Because that's all this is, man. It's the community and it's sharing in the community and realizing that we can't do this alone. Like we just can't. We just can't do it alone.
Yeah.
I'm performing the song Wax Wings on October 30th that came about from that N-word situation, and then me and Melissa having some really important conversations
and eating pizza at Pyle.
Yeah, eating pizza at Pyle, and then we're talking about
they have the Icarus pizza.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fire. Shout out to Pyle. Awesome. Yeah, but yeah, and then we were and then it just came about from the support that I had gained from telling the story of somebody treating me in that way, and then the people who came and supported me around that, and then we kind of connected that with like, man, if Icarus had listened to some people and didn't get all in his head, it's cool to want to shoot for the sun, but you just didn't know how to do it right. Yeah. You did it alone, so you made wings out of wax when you could have listened to somebody else, had their support, and made it to the sun together.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's a better lesson than what they were trying to teach us with the whole Icarus story.
Right. Yeah. I was kind of blown away when he like turned it that way. I was like, oh, I've never even thought of it like that.
Yeah. Because they don't let you think about it like that. They just teach it to you.
Yeah, they're like, that idiot. He made wings out of wax and died.
Don't be that idiot.
Like, you didn't stop him? You didn't say nothing? Like, go help this dude out. Like, what? And you know what? Somebody might have tried to help him out in this story, but maybe he didn't listen.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if we not only listen to the people around us and we use each other as supports to get to a common goal, but also don't just sit there and watch somebody fail. Like, if you have a soapbox real quick, and I'm a probably make somebody mad. If you got a problem with how the heart does stuff, show up and help. Yeah. Like, I will listen. Yeah. I will absolutely listen,
if you
adjust,
think you can
change.
do something better, we're here to hear
do it. Do it. Please do it. If you think that, oh man, the Heart and Mosy suck, I don't want any piece of it, go do something else that fulfills the same purpose. Right. Please. I will support you. And if you think, oh, you know what, the Heart could be good, but they need to do stuff like this, just message us and we'll legit sit down and meet with you and help us figure out how to support this community better, because that's what we need to be doing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. See, that was my valuable life lesson. Was that just to I see you guys and it's like it's easy enough to complain and be like, well, there's no music scene here, and there's no this, and a lot of people complain and have these great ideas, but they don't act on it. Yeah. So the fact that you guys have acted on it and created this community and that's continuing to grow, that is really incredible, and I'm amazed by everything you guys are doing.
I quit my job to do this full time because I feel it deep inside of me.
Hell yeah.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Yeah, I just heard her.
Deep in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah, but that's good. So the Heart, what's the new address, just so people know? 751
South Capitol.
So it's on Capitol. You guys are, you have this freaking.
We're kind of right in between
right here.
Snake River Landing and downtown. We're kind of like a happy middle.
So it's kind of a good spot. Yeah, it's a really good spot here.
But make sure you're keeping up on our Instagram, like for real, because we have some cool stuff coming.
We just started TikTok as well.
We just started TikTok. Yeah. We're TikTokers now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So make fun of us there too. Make fun of us on our videos, please.
I just posted my ridiculous ass video, so please.
If you're gonna talk shit, at least comment it, because that's engagement's engagement.
Yeah. I got kids. You don't think my kids are gonna be embarrassed one day? Like, you see the stuff I got kicked out of the chair downtown, and I went in a circle. Like, what? Like, what are you doing? I'm a grown man doing some silly stuff just so you can support local music. Yeah. And if you ain't doing it, that's your fault now.
So come out to shows, show your support. If you have a talent that you want to share, that you need to share, go ahead and do it, because they're here for you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Message us on Instagram.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you guys are super accessible. You guys replied to me right away after I messaged you. So
They were like, who is this guy? Oh, yeah, I met him like 4 times.
and more to come, too. I'm going to start coming to shows more and more now.
We love it.
Now that we've seen that there. So yeah, we'll see everybody on the next one. This was Rowdy Radio with the folks from the heart. Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, it's what's about up here, nigga. Don't talk to me, nigga. Help me build, I ain't enough. I know I'm fly, not giving up. Come with the steel, come with the real. We need us to reach that shot. I would fall up in my struggle without my people laying hands on me. Hugs and daps are needed when my struggle feel too much to me. I got goals and mission, vision, listen, miss me with that alpha shit. I'm a lion with my pride, that's a family I've been living with. No bloodshed unless we cleaning these wounds. Raise up to the sun, we create to be renewed. Fight for the same goal, not mine but us, cause we too bold. We too gold, we shine right, not that hard. It's a light switch, flip that script for the ones you love. I'm me, that's it, that's you. Legit and common love should be the reason we pursue. You make me better and we keep the same goal, cause compliment our strength, we'll fly farther past the sun. Wax wings make you fall, don't be alone. We got people, lift us up to common ghosts. Wax wings, don't be alone. Fly high when the love is always shown. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Wax wings, wax wings. Wax wings make you fall, don't be alone. We got people, lift us up to common ghosts. Wax wings, don't be alone. Fly high when the love is always shown. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Wax wings. We gon' make it, nigga. But I'm not your favorite, no. But I'm not your favorite. But I'm not your favorite, no, no. No, no, no. Your favorite. No, I'm not your favorite, no more. No, I'm not your favorite. Nah, no more. All the pain you've been through, yeah. You should leave that up to you, yeah. I ain't here to hear the world, yeah. Man, I here to stay up, girl, what? No, don't you hear love? Won't you hear love? Won't you hear love? Don't blame me, cause you're the one who's talking shit. Don't blame me. Don't blame me, bro, you better listen up. You need to hear love, you need to hear love. Hey, take this second to realize that you can't live without nobody else. It can't be just you. Respect and love to those people that deserve it.